Hey guys, what is up? NASCAR Mobile Footy back again, and welcome back to another tier list episode. And in today's tier list, we're going to be going over my 2021 favorite to least favorite NASCAR drivers. I did this when I started NRR NASCAR race review. With the Charlotte race that Chase Elliott won earlier in the year in the spring, or actually in the summer. So now we're going to be doing it again, but with the 2021 NASCAR roster. So we'll have mostly some drivers in the same place, and we'll have some different drivers. So yeah, let's go ahead and get it started. So first off, we have Quinn Half in the 00. He's returning. I'd say neutral. I have nothing against him. The only thing I disliked about him is that move at Texas. That was really stupid. Next up, Eric Almirola. Eric Almirola is definitely a like. He is like my top in my top 5 favorite drivers of all time. And you're wondering why is he not your favorite? I'll put him there. Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorites. Eric Almirola is like the one and only Ford I'll run for, or I'll root for in the Cup Series. Him and Chase Briscoe. Next up, Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin, I like him. He's okay. Some drivers don't. I mean, no, some fans really don't like Denny Hamlin. But yeah, I have nothing against him. He hasn't really gotten in any drama with Jimmy Johnson except for at Charlotte and at Darlington this year and in 2016 at New Hampshire. But that didn't matter because Johnson still won the championship. Johnson was going to retire anyway this year. It wasn't really any serious beef. Just Hamlin was being stupid. And the one at Charlotte, Jimmy still came back to finish top fives back in 2018, so it doesn't matter. Another Ford I root for, Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney is definitely a driver that I like. He's a really good, cool driver. So yeah, Ryan Blaney is going to go in the like ratio. Same thing with not Clint Boyer, but Chase Briscoe, and I can't wait to see what Chase Briscoe is going to do in the 14 car next year. So we'll see what he does. I'm not sure if he'll get a win, but we'll see. Next up in the 15 car, uh, Brennan Poole, I think. I think Brennan Poole's gonna run in this car. I am not sure, but I don't think they made it official. But I think Brennan Poole's gonna run, so I'll just put him in the neutral because I have nothing against him. He's okay. Chris Buescher, I like him. He's a decent driver. He's underrated. Chris Buescher can run pretty decent. I don't know what happened last year and stuff. He was in the playoff section. He was like in the top 20 in points, or I think it was 21st. He's okay. It's just that Roush Fenway's not really been the same since when they had Biffle, Edwards, that Matt Kenseth, and Mark Martin. Those weren't those days anymore. Kyle Busch, least favorite. You all know I don't like Kyle Busch. Most fans don't like Kyle Busch. I just followed on that train. I just don't like Kyle Busch. He can be pretty let's say difficult at sometimes. Like he gets very frustrated a lot easy. Like him and Kurt Busch have that same history, and yeah, Kyle Busch has done some stupid things in his career. Martrix Jr., I don't dislike him anymore. You can't really dislike Martrix Jr. after what him and his wife have been through lately. So yeah, Martrix Jr. He's neutral. I'm not really a big fan of Trix, but he's done some things like with Jimmy Johnson and Joe Legano. Like he said, and I remember Trix saying that Legano wasn't going to win the championship, and then three races later he does. Kurt Busch, I have nothing against Kurt Busch. He's neutral. And yeah, I just have nothing against him. Most of these drivers have been in the sport long. I have nothing against them. They're not really my favorite. Next up, not Eric Jones, but Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell, I'd say I like him. I root for him. I'm wanting to see what he can do in the 20 car because Eric Jones had a terrible year in 2020. So I was thinking Christopher Bell can do it because Christopher Bell, if he wants to prove that he's a good driver, he needs to win in his first season with Joe Gibbs. I mean, because Eric Jones, he raced for what? Furniture Racing in his rookie year. He finished second one time, and then now in his second, and no, in his first year with Joe Gibbs, Eric Jones won a race. So I'm kind of expecting the same with Christopher Bell coming off of Levi Family Racing. Go get your first win next year. That's what I'm predicting. He gets a win. Well, he should, because if he doesn't, then I don't think Joe Gibbs made the right choice. So a lot of pressure on him. And another driver with a lot of pressure is Matt Benedetto. You have to root for Matt Benedetto. His final year with the Wood brothers, so you have to see what he can do to see if he can be with any other team. Like maybe he could go over to Roush Family Racing if Ryan Newman decides to retire, because Ryan Newman's not winning another race unless it's a plate race. Because Ryan Newman, he's not really the best anymore. And then or he could go to 2311 Racing. We don't know, because I heard 2311 Racing might extend, but we'll see. But yeah, for now, yeah, Matt Benedetto is definitely like, so you have to go for him. Joey Legano is a driver I dislike. I don't hate. I don't like. I don't. I don't really dislike him as much as Kyle Busch, but he's done some pretty stupid stuff, like the blocking issue back at Daytona earlier this year. Brad Keselowski, if you make your own teammate mad at you, that shows how much of a bad teammate you can be sometimes. Because making your teammate mad, that's just embarrassing. So really, Joey Logano needs to fix his issues with being super aggressive, because he can really make some drivers very mad. And I know this is Spencer Gallagher's number, but this is supposed to be Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace, you have to root for him. I want to see what him and 2311 Racing can do next year. They can get a win next year, and they're definitely playoff contenders. So we'll see what they can do next year. Next up, William Byron, who just revealed his paint scheme yesterday. It looks pretty decent. He's definitely one of my favorites. He's a top 5 favorite driver of mine. So yeah, I put William Byron in the favorite section. So yeah, and Byron's season, I'm not sure. Maybe a win. I don't know, but we'll see. But because that paint scheme of his looked pretty cool, but some people did not like it, and I can kind of see why. But it looks okay. Brad Keselowski, he had that beef with Jimmy Johnson last year, but it wasn't really Keselowski's fault, and Keselowski hasn't really done anything to Jimmy Johnson, because Johnson's beaten Keselowski plenty of times, so Keselowski, he's in the like section, And I don't really hate Brad Keselowski, because people hated Brad Keselowski for what he did in 2014, and how he was always getting pissed off or just getting mad at drivers, and some drivers keep getting mad at him, and his fans sometimes didn't agree with Brad Keselowski, and now Brad Keselowski's changed, and still some people just don't like him. But yeah, I like Brad Keselowski. He's decent. I think this is supposed to be Ryan Ellis driving the 32 part-time. Nothing against him. Same thing with Michael McDowell. Nothing against him. This is Ryan Preece. Nothing against him either. Really, these drivers, I just have nothing against them. I don't know what to say. Anthony Alfredo, I'm going to root for Anthony Alfredo next year. I want to see what he can do in that 38 car. I expect him to finish higher in points than John Hunter Nemechek. Not make the playoffs, not win a race. That would be great, though. But I expect him to finish higher in the higher in the point standings, basically, at the end of the 2021 season, better than what John Hunter Nemechek did last year in the 38 car. So that's what I expect from Anthony Alfredo, and I like him. I can't wait to see what he does. Austin Dillon, I like him too. Austin Dillon's a pretty decent racer. Nothing against him either. He's just decent, but I'm just gonna leave it at that, because yeah. All right, next up, Cole Custer. Yeah, I like Cole Custer. Cole Custer's a pretty decent driver as well. The one thing I don't like about Cole Custer is that his paint scheme from last year looked awful. That Haas tooling one, you guys know from my least favorite paint schemes video that I just ranted about. But yeah, I like Cole Custer. His Haas tooling car from this year looks way better. But yeah, not Kurt Busch, but Cole Custer, I wonder what he's going to do. I don't expect him to get a win next year, but it's possible. I really don't know. But I don't really expect him to make the playoffs, because really at the beginning of last year, he wasn't running good, and at the ending of last year, he also wasn't running good. It was like July and August was where he was kind of running pretty good, probably because it's those